This is Leeds Trinity University.
Hello and welcome to the Yorkshire Boys News at 12 o'clock. I'm Riccardo Trono. The number of people in Yorkshire using food banks has increased as a result of the pandemic. More people than ever have been plunged into financial crisis and have been in need for food parcels. Untitled Chapter have been the leading food bank network in a national emergency caused by COVID-19. Our reporter Abby Lord has more.
Due to COVID-19, there has been an increased demand for food banks and food parcels as more people struggle financially. The Trussell Trust have been the front line of this national emergency. In 2020, a record 2.5 million food parcels were distributed to those in crisis by the food banks in the Trussell Trust network. This is a 33% increase from previous years. Without the hard work and dedication of the thousands of food bank volunteers across the UK, the impact of the pandemic would have been even more severe.
And then today is Earth Day, a day in which everyone focuses upon and gets involved in helping the environment. The Together for Trees campaign, launched by the Yorkshire Dales Millennium Trust, sets to preserve the region's rural landscape. The campaign has planted over 100,000 trees so far, with a view to planting 40,000 in winter. Lindsay Wallace, Marketing and Communications Officer, spoke to our reporter Thomas Woodon about the important role volunteers might play in this project.
We couldn't do what we do without people supporting us and getting involved as well. So it's also a key thing to do with the environment is making sure that people are connected with nature and that they can appreciate it, and that hopefully that'll help. That'll mean that there's a generations of people who will want to look after the environment and nature and into the future.
Boris Johnson is going to address world leaders later today and tell them they need to get serious about tackling climate change. He's attending a virtual summit hosted by US President Joe Biden. Earlier this week, Boris Johnson has also pledged the ambitious goal of cutting carbon emissions by 78% by 2035. Steve Scrimshaw from Siemens Energy, part of the government's Hydrogen Advisory Council, says we must slash our use of fossil fuels.
Do I think hydrogen is the key? I think there isn't one silver bullet. We have to do all of the things that are being talked about. We have to do carbon capture. You've got other things like electrical heating, as we increase the number of electric cars, move away from diesel and petrol.
The average cost of housing in the UK has surged by £20,000. Prices increased by 8.6% in the 12 months to February, to £250,000. The Office for National Statistics says this marks the highest annual rate of growth in 6 years. Key workers will largely make up the live audience at this year's Brit Awards. The ceremony is one of the government's pilot music events, which means people attending won't have to wear masks or do any social distancing. A ballot for 2,500 tickets for frontline workers will open this afternoon. Our entertainment reporter Chelsea Sewell has more.
This year's Brit Awards will prioritise key workers as audience members in what will be one of the UK's first live events. A ballot for 2,500 tickets for frontline workers and a guest of their choice opens this afternoon. Key workers in Bradford should visit www.brits.co.uk to apply.
Taking a knee is poised to be outlawed at this summer's Tokyo Olympics. With a ban on demonstrations currently in place at the Games, an athlete survey revealed that 2/3 of respondents wanted to preserve it. Kirsty Coventry is International Olympics Committee Commission Chief. She says despite this, athletes are still keen to spread positive messages.
Made it very clear that they had the ability to do that, and they still wanted to do that through press conferences, media and social media platforms, and then also look at sharing their individual messages outside of games time, between games.
As for Championship football, Huddersfield Town lost at home 1-0 to Barnsley. Rotherham United were also defeated 2-1 at home last night against Middlesbrough. That's the Yorkshire Boys News at 4 minutes past 12. Thanks for tuning in and join us to the Yorkshire Boys Newscast at 1 o'clock. Until then, goodbye.
This is Leeds Trinity University.